Beat them senseless.
You and me and you, we gonna throw down. That's right, we gonna get serious.
You can run, but you can't hide.
It's time for the Fuller Broadcast with your host, Jeff Fuller.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Fuller Broadcast Show. Today I have Zachary O'Malley, which fights the Street BEEFS. He should be here any second. I think I see him right here. See if I get him on. I appreciate everybody that came on my show, came to my page, subscribing to my YouTube. You guys are great and awesome. I can't wait to do all these interviews with you guys. So let's continue. We'll get Zachary O'Malley on here. Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
What's up? How you doing today? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, barely. It's not you. I'm hearing the parrot. So.
Oh, okay.
So, before we start the show, let everybody know get everybody detail about you, your name, where you fight, and we'll go from there.
My name's Zachariah O'Malley. I fight for Street BEEFS. I fight for Fight to Win. I do a few local promotions. I'm planning to fight for Rough MMA. I think February is the date.
So I've heard that you fight Street BEEFS. So give me a little idea how you got into Street BEEFS and what it's like to work and fight that promotion.
Well, I've been watching them since I was a little kid, man. So it's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. We signed up on Facebook. I got a link from a friend of mine that lives out in Nevada. I signed up for the Street BEEFS West Coast 3 that they had a few months ago, and I actually had some health issues. I wasn't able to make that. I had to pull out of the fight, and finally I got on the Street BEEFS West Coast 4 card, and man, it's really awesome. It's like a brotherhood. It's really cool to be a part of for sure.
Okay, so I noticed. How many fights have you had in Street BEEFS so far?
I'm 1-0 in Street BEEFS right now.
Okay, so when you're training as Street BEEFS, totally different fighting technique than what you would fight in like MMA, bare knuckle.
It basically, they've got a bunch of different things. So you can basically choose what you want to do. You can do a kickboxing match, you can do boxing, you can do MMA. That's what I did. Or I've been trying to get some people on there to do some bare knuckle. Like I'd totally be down to do some of that. But yeah, right now it's just been definitely MMA for me. I want to get some boxing matches in as well.
That sounds good. So what is it like from last year or this year, COVID-19? Have you been able to keep your body in shape, keep that training going to get ready in case, we come back and we start back up with all the fighting and everything going?
Oh, yeah, man. I've been nonstop training. I work out at Knockout Fitness Gilbert. So when I'm not doing classes, I can train in between time. And that's what most of my days consist of, is just training. And other than that, just networking, trying to merchandise myself, my brand, things like that. So I've fought more this year than a lot of people have. I get on every card that I can, every professional Jiu Jitsu card, any kind of amateur MMA I've tried to get on, unsuccessfully, just because everything keeps getting canceled. But I'm told that we're going to start up in February for Rough MMA, and I should be on one of their first cards as well.
So I've seen you out here a few times at some of the, I think it was Fight to Win and the Royal Rumble. I've seen you there. I really didn't get to meet you, but I've known you do very well in those competitions. So you're the team that you guys have right now. I've heard that you travel a lot to different events. So those events, what's the biggest event that you want to go to 2021?
2021, man. Well, I definitely want to continue fighting in Street BEEFS. Anything Fight to Win related is always something I'm trying to get on. I apply for almost every card. So WNO is a big one. That's one I competed in this last summer in Texas. So if I could get on one of those WNO cards again, I'd really be stoked for that for sure.
So you're basically, how did you grow up to get into fighting? Did you have family members, or you just grew up like, hey, I fight. I just want to fight people. So how did you get into it?
Yeah, man. I watched a lot of like action movies as a young kid. A lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, a lot of Sylvester Stallone movies, stuff like that. My brothers always beat me up when I was little, so I had to deal with that, getting pushed around, and finally I'm able to return the favor. So.
So there was one question I wanted to ask you. It was about a lot of people get you confused with Sean O'Malley. What do you think about that? I got confused. I thought you were brothers or something with him.
I get that same question a lot, that if we're brothers or if we're cousins or related in some way. But yeah, man, I was able to compete on the same bracket as him this last, I think it was a couple months ago in Grappling Industries. I think the only reason that him and I didn't compete against each other was because the people who made the matchups thought we were related. Because we were the only two people who didn't fight each other in that bracket. So that was the 155-pound black belt no-gi division. And I actually fought some really good guys in there. I fought one of John Donaher's guys, and I broke my ankle and in the second fight, and I continued to fight the last two fights, finish out the whole bracket. So that was fun, a painful event, but it was good I got to talk with him very briefly, and that was an awesome experience.
That's good. Yeah, I met Sean twice. He's a real good guy. I really didn't get to see him fight except for like on TV. But so, what's your next event you got coming up right now? I think Street Beef's got a couple events coming up at the end of first week of January, I believe.
Yeah, I fight for specifically the Street Beefs West Coast branch, so I'm trying to stay within that for now, just because I'm not too familiar with. I think there's like the OGR, the pound for pound up the coast. So I'm definitely going to compete at any of the Street Beefs West Coast events we got coming up. And I was on the card for Submission Hunter Pro January 23rd, but that card got canceled due to some COVID regulations. So. I'm just waiting on the next people to call me out, and I'll be there, man, ready to fight.
So here's the number one question that everybody asks, and I even ask. Who would you call out in Street Beef?
Who would I call out in Street Beefs?
Who would you call out?
Well, Baby Hulk, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's one of the champions. I don't know what weight he fights at. I think we might be different weights, but that's somebody who intrigued me. I liked his wrestling, his ground and pound, but I don't think he's really fought a really good guy in Jiu Jitsu. I think a good Jiu Jitsu guy could take him out, and I think I'll be that guy.
That's cool. So the gym that you're training at right now, or do you train around a lot of younger students to help them? You know,
I train with a group of guys. We call ourselves the Sonoran Scrap House. We're basically just all the Street Beefs competitors that are in the local area in Phoenix. And we, iron sharpens iron. So we train a lot together and just learn from each other. Other than that, I do teach it at Knockout. I did teach at the UFC Awatsuki gym. And I really just go around and try to train anywhere with anybody who has a little bit of skill to try to sharpen what I'm doing and figure that out. I train out at Faction Combatives as well in Queen Creek. So I don't actually have a specific gym that I have a membership at or anything, but I do collab with a lot of people in efforts to get better.
That's good. So with your career, how old are you now?
How old am I?
Yeah.
24.
So it'll be a while before you retire.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a lot of fight in you to watch you grow up and win some belts, just get what you got to get, Oh, yeah. So if you were to turn pro, what would you want to be pro? BKFC, MMA? What promotion would you like you have in mind?
I think everybody's holy grail is probably the UFC, right? But I definitely wouldn't turn down, going to Bellator, going to one championship, something like that. I do some pro jiu-jitsu, but I mean, that's like $200 here, $200 there, stuff like that. So definitely waiting for those big bucks. And I don't think I'll ever retire, man. As long as I can walk, I'm going to be fighting for sure.
So what's your training going right now? What's your training technique with the weather in Arizona now? You know, it gets into the 30s, 40s in the mornings now, and 70s. So is your training different now with the weather than it is in the summer?
I mean, we'll be out there in the yard in the afternoon, usually from around 2 o'clock to around 5 to 6 o'clock every day. And other than that, I'll be training at my house, with the AC or the heater on or whatever. I train out at a couple different gyms, but lately I've just been focusing everything with that Snore and Scrap House team, and just by myself, just working footwork, different stuff like that, and really focusing on my hands, my boxing. Potential guy that I might be fighting next could I don't know if they're gonna make the fight or not, but he's a black belt Jiu Jitsu world champion, so I'm definitely gonna have to take him out on the feet, I think.
Hopefully I get to watch you fight that one if it's on YouTube or anything.
Yeah, it should be on the Street Beefs site, just like that last one.
Okay. So, guys, with Zachary here, I want to let every boxer, fighters, anybody knowing that you're training, if you want to train, break all that sweat out, come to Arizona when it starts hitting the 100 degrees.
Oh yeah, you want to cut weight, man? To put a plastic bag on and get out there.
Yeah, I started training with Muay Thai, and stupid of me, I trained in the summer and I ended up getting heat stroke, so I wasn't prepared for it. So I learned
I've happened to me a few times.
So right now, I appreciate you being on my show and fighting with Street Beefs and all the promotion you got. Is there anything you like to say to the fans, your gym, what's upcoming for you right now, so we can all be ready and enjoy watching you fight?
Definitely shout out to Sonora and Scrap House. Everybody who's shown me support. I really appreciate it, man. It keeps me going when there's not a whole lot of motivation other than self-motivation. Other than that, man, it's just if anybody needs me on a card, you need someone to fill a fight, I don't care if it's boxing, kickboxing, MMA, call me up, message me, and I'll be there. I'll be there ready to fight every time.
That sounds good. So I have a question before we get off here. Some asked, how are you training with COVID-19, or has it affect your training at all with the COVID-19?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of gyms have been closed down or not accepting new students due to the regulations and things like that. So I've just been doing a lot of self-training, a lot of staying at my own house, working stuff, doing research on different techniques and things like that. So I'm a boxing coach, MMA coach out at Knockout Fitness in Gilbert, and we've cut all our technical striking classes, all our MMA classes, everything like that. So just doing what I can.
So are you looking for any sponsors or anybody right now to help you promote you anywhere around here?
Absolutely. Anybody who needs any kind of sponsorship opportunities or needs an athlete to sponsor, I'm definitely interested in that. I have several sponsors. Glory Fight Gear out in Thailand. My guys in California, it's going to be 21 or Company 21 Jiu Jitsu gis. And my guy Jeff Surdy and AJ, he owns AJ Imports. And all those guys, big thanks to you. I appreciate all the support.
That sounds good. So what's the name of your gym again? So we can get everybody out here in Arizona, and maybe when the gym starts to open, they can try to look you up and train with you.
I work at Knockout Fitness Gilbert. Also, I'm working with a couple people on opening my own gym, Alley Cat MMA and Jiu Jitsu. So definitely be on the lookout for that around mid-year, maybe before that.
All right, guys, you heard it from Zachary O'Malley. He's a fighter for Street Beef. He does Jiu-Jitsu. He does Fight to Win. He's all around the world, traveling the United States, fighting anybody that wants to fight him. So if you guys want to fight somebody, give him a shout out. He'd be glad to come to your fight and probably get something set up for you guys. I appreciate you being on my show, Zachary, and hopefully I'll have you on my show when you have your first fight or whatever.
Yep. Whenever you need me, man, just hit me up. I'll be on here.
All right, man. I appreciate meeting you. Thank you for being on the Full Broadcast Show. Everybody check out Zachary O'Malley's webpage check out his fight. I believe he's got a few of them on. You have YouTube, right?
Yeah, I got a few of my fights on YouTube.
Check out YouTube. Check him out. He's an awesome guy. He's ready to fight. Call him up. Thank you for being on the full broadcast. Peace out, Street Beef.
Later on, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the full broadcast, 24/7 sports news, live interviews, media coverage. Anybody, fighters, coaches, gym owners, if you guys like to be interviewed, I'll be glad to have you guys on my show. Just message me. I'll set you up sometime in February. I am booked for January. So I appreciate everybody out there watching full broadcast, supporting me. We'll see a lot more fighters. Stay tuned. At 6:30, I will have OG Rampage live to talk about his career and more. Thank you for watching the full broadcast.
Beat him senseless.
You and me and you, we gonna throw down. That's right, we gonna get serious.
You can run, but you can't hide.
It's time for the Fuller Broadcast with your host, Jeff Fuller.